We'll go to new topic today. So yesterday we discussed items. Okay, now the topmost is the master inventory organization. It is the dummy plant. It will store in the MTL parameters. Under that, we are going to create a child inventory organizations that also will store in the MTL underscore parameters. Both child and master will store in the MTL parameters. Under that, we have the sub inventory or store to store the material. Okay. Again, that sub inventory, we are doing partitions. That's called as the stock locators, like a row, rack, bin. In the locators, we'll keep the items. First, we need to set up item in the master, then assign the item to the child inventory organization, then assign the category, grouping up the items. Whether it's a hardware item or electrical or radioactive or flammable, that's called as the category. Then at last, assign the template. Template means assign the properties. So around 200 plus properties are there. Checking each checkbox, it will take a lot of time. To overcome that, the Oracle has given the template. Just assign the template, automatically the properties will get copied. If you want, you can keep those properties. Otherwise, you can ignore those properties. That's called as the template. Yeah? Okay. So we came to know how to identify the master plant or child plant by looking into the MTL parameters. If organization code equal to master organization ID, those records comes under the master. Otherwise, those comes under the child. So today we'll go to a new topic here, a flex field. Okay, nothing but a flexible field. It is a combination of the fields to store the extra information. We'll discuss what is the extra information in attribute columns or code combinations in segment columns. Multiple times we see the code combinations. Yesterday also locators. So today we'll discuss that here. Okay. So, but the main purpose of the flexible field is to store the extra information most of the cases. But some cases we can store in the code combination also. We'll discuss that. Okay. Okay, so example here, there is an employee table. In the employee table, these many columns are there. Employee number, DEPT name, blah, 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 hire date, yeah. So based on this columns, so based on this employee table, Oracle has given some dependent objects. One is the view. The second one is called as the form. The third one is the report. Based on the employee table, the Oracle has given three dependent objects. One is the view, the second one is the form, the third one is the report. So as of existing structure here, these many columns are there. These many columns are referring or using in the view, form and report. So in the future here, the business requirement is to store the gender. That is the client requirement. Already some columns given by the Oracle. It's a part of the seeded software. That means default software. Apart from that, there is a customization is there. That means a client requirement to store the gender value. So tell me your approach. As a developer, what I have to do? ఈ కొత్త ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ స్టోర్ చేసుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నాను సో నేను ఏం చేయాలి ఇప్పుడు ఇంకా యాజ్ ఎ డెవలపర్ వాట్ షుడ్ ఐ డూ ఎక్స్ట్రా జెండర్ కాలం కావాలి నాకు ఎంప్లాయీ టేబుల్లో సో మీకు కొత్త కాలం కావాలంటే మీరు ఏం చేస్తారు నార్మల్గా ఫస్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు alter the table. So we have to write a script, alter table. Example, we'll take employee, then add, add, what is the column name? Some, okay, gender. You have to give the maybe char or where char to one. I want to store male or female, M or F. The one is the one byte is the enough. Okay, first we need to alter the table. The second one is customize form. Customize form to add a new column. What is the new column? Gender. The third one is customize report to display new field gender. So whenever you want to store the extra information or maybe any new column, we need to work on the and also at last recompile view to get the extra column. So every time we need to work on the dependent objects. So this is the complicated, yeah. That means the development cost will go very high. To overcome this, okay, na? So Oracle has given one topic that is called as the flexi field. Listen carefully. Without altering the table, without recompilation, without making any customization to the form, without customized Oracle form, you will get a new field. That's called as the flexi field here. How it is possible, we'll discuss. No need to alter. No need to recompile the view. No need to customize the form here. So without these changes, you will get a column name. So we'll discuss that. So if you look into any Oracle tables here, you could see some columns, extra columns. The column names are the attribute one, then attribute two, attribute three, like that. Maybe it's 15 to 20, depending upon the application. In some tables, we could see 15. In some tables, we could see 20. Like that, we have some extra columns. Column names are the segment one, segment two, maybe max is segment 30, but some tables you could see only 15. Some tables you could see 20, depending upon the application weightage that already Oracle has considered. We won't add extra columns. So whatever the columns given by the Oracle, we can use only those many columns. We can't alter the table here. So in some tables, we could say attribute 1, 2, 3, 4, max at 20. In some tables, we could see the segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, segment 4. This is for the key flexible. We'll discuss later. This is for the descriptive. That's to store the extra information. So already Oracle has given some extra columns, but those columns are not being used by the Oracle. Oracle is not touching those columns. So whenever you want to store any extra information, so instead of altering the table, just you have to enable this column, like attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute 3. In the table level, the column name is attribute 1. Don't do rename. Example, in the employee table, already there is a column attribute 1. Example I'm saying here. So for this attribute one, don't rename. So instead of that means rename, so through the flexi field, okay, now we have to give the alias name as the gender. For attribute one, we can give the alias name as the gender. For attribute two, some another purpose. Just we can give the alias name. So with that, okay, na, at runtime, the user can able to see the gender instead of the attribute one, he will enter the gender value. So this is called as the okay, na, flexi field here without altering the table. So without rename. So we can okay, na, enable new column with our column. That means headings, whatever the heading we want through the flexi field. So we can store the extra information. So even without modifying the Oracle form, no need to touch the Oracle form. No need to recompile the view. Automatically, the Oracle will take care of that. So that's called as the flexi field. Okay. So any queries till now? Okay. Now here we'll go to. So Oracle has given two types of flexi field. One is the descriptive. The second one is the key flexi field. Okay. So descriptive flexi field to store the extra information. Already we came to know. Example in the employee table, I want to store the gender value. Okay. So as of now, the Oracle has not given any such column. So instead of okay, altering the table, so we are going to enable the descriptive flexi field to store the extra information. Okay. So coming to KFF here, it's a key flexi field to store the code combinations or unique element. Later I will give example to store the code combinations or unique element. So coming to descriptive, this information will store in the attribute columns. So the column names are attribute 1, 2, 3 till 20 columns. Then the code combinations will store in the segment max 30. Okay, in one of the table, max 30 segments given by the Oracle. Then attribute column data type is varchar2. Even segment column data type is varchar2. The reason is varchar2 can allow all the data types. It can support the number, it can support the string, it can support the date. But if you want, you can use the conversion functions like a to-char to-date to convert it to required format. That's why here Oracle has given the data type is the varchar2. Varchar2 is the global. It can support any data type, whether it's a number data type or string or date format. Then a DFF symbol, whenever you open any form in Oracle apps, if you see this symbol here, box with the closed bracket. If you see this symbol, that means In that form, there is a descriptive flexible field. That means in that base table, you could see the column names attribute 1, 2, 3. Suppose if you are unable to see this symbol, that means no DFF. Then we want to enable extra columns. Limitation is there. Example, user window. I think you know your user window. In the user window, there is no such symbol. That means in the FND user base table, no extra columns, attribute 1, 2, 3. That is the limitation. Then KFF symbol, list lamp. Already we know the symbol here. Yesterday also we used three dots list lamp symbol. Yesterday we created stock locator like a row rack bin. That's a list lamp symbol. Nothing but a key flexible. Then DFF can allow the duplicate values. Like example in the gender. Okay, na male, female, like that. It can allow the duplicate values, but the KFF won't allow the duplicate. It won't support the duplicate code combinations. Other nothing but it's a unique element. It won't support duplicate segments or unique code combinations. Later I will give an example. Yeah, then you will come to know about the key flexibility in that structure. Okay, so this is about descriptive and key flexible. Descriptive mainly to store the extra information, any new information. Key means it's a specific purpose, yeah, not for the extra information. A specific purpose, we will discuss that. What is that? Okay. So now here we'll go to key flexible. Okay. Example here, stock locator. Yesterday we created a stock locator under the sub inventory. We entered a row rack bin. Okay. Example here, we are implementing Oracle applications for Honda company, Honda showrooms. They're storing the materials like a row, a rack, a bin. That means row one, rack one, then bin is the bolts, bolt bin. Okay, na? So this is the one of the locator name to store the bolt. Then if I go to Bajaj showroom, so they want to store the material like a row, then rack, then project, then bike type. So they have this different type of bikes, a Discoverer, then Pulsar, like that. For each bike type, they want to segregate that. Suppose if Oracle has given this structure, like a row rack wing, it won't support it to Bajaj company. Otherwise, Oracle has given this structure, it won't support it to Honda. So instead of giving the row rack bin here, what the Oracle will give? Oracle has given segment 1, then okay, na segment 2, segment 3, segment 4 till I think 20 segments given by the Oracle. So when we implement Oracle applications for Honda company, we will enable a segment 1, segment 2, segment 3 and give the proper alias name. For segment 1, we'll give the alias name as the row. For segment 2, we'll give the alias name as the rack. For segment 3, we'll give the alias name as the bin. Then ignore the remaining 4 to 20. So can I keep inactive? Okay, na? So when we implement Oracle applications for Bajaj company, then for segment 1, we'll give the alias name as the row, then 2 rack, 3 project. For segment 4, we'll enable as the bike type. So then it will support to dynamically. So that's why Oracle won't give the hardcoded columns like a row rack bin. Then it will give the, instead of the row rack bin, the Oracle has given the column names as the segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, segment 4. So till 20 to 30, but here it's only 20. Okay. Then based on our requirement, based on our setups, the functional people will enable the, they will enable and give the proper alias names. Then at runtime, the user can enter the values in the row rack bin. Okay, na? That is clear. So this row rack bin never be duplicate. So example, there is a locator 1.1 bolt. So can I see one more 1.1 bolt? Can I say is it possible? With that duplicate, that won't. So if I go, suppose if you go to storeroom here, supermarket, so they have some racks. Okay, na rack 1, rack 2, rack 3. So can I see the duplicate racks? Impossible. Then there is no meaning. There is no okay, na exact point or locator. So that's okay. Na? This is the code combinations. It won't support the duplicate values. Always it should be unique. Example, one more, 1 dot, 2 dot, something. I want to store the nuts. Okay, so this is called as the unique code combinations. It won't support the duplicate values. So for that purpose, we'll use the key flexi field. So coming to descriptive here, we are going to store the extra information. Coming to key flexi field, it's for a particular purpose, not for extra information. Example of stock locators, one of the real reason to store the stock locators in the segment columns. And one more is the accounting flexible. Already we came to know. Suppose, I want to, today I purchased, 5,000 rupees laptop. Then how I can store in my Oracle applications? For reporting purpose, I will store as a, for which company, then for which department, like a production department, then account, employee expenses, then sub account, nothing but a location, Hyderabad location, then product is the laptop. So like that, I will store into my Oracle applications. So this is called as the code combinations. So this is called as a journal. Most of the companies, they will store the data like this. Yeah. For any procurement or selling anything, okay, they will store in the code combinations for reporting purpose. So for which company we purchase the laptop, for which department, for which account, employee expenses or miscellaneous, then for which location, then what is the product. Okay, so this structure may change from one company to another company. Example, this is following in the GE company. So if I go to some TCS Tata Consulting, so they want to store in the season. It's a summer season or winter season, whatever it may be. Okay. So these structures or these code combinations will change from one company to another company. So instead of giving the company department like that, the Oracle has given the segment one, segment two, segment three, segment four like that. So based on our requirement, the function people will give the proper alias names. Then the end users will store the data in the right fields. So this is called as the accounting flexible. This is one of the key. So one is already we discussed, there is a stock locators, and one more is the accounting. Very limited here. Key flexible, so you won't see. But descriptive flexible, almost all the forms have the descriptive. But some limitations are there, like a user form. User form doesn't have the descriptive flexible. That is the limitations. But key flexes are very limited. In the entire GL module, we have the only one key flexi field. That's called as the accounting flexi field. An entire GL module. For coming to PO, purchase orders, no accounting flexi fields. That's one of the interview question. Coming to your PO, purchase orders, you won't see any accounting flexi field. Sorry, key flexi field. Okay, for inventory, there is a stock locators. Stock locator is one of the key flexi field. Okay. So this is about descriptive and key flexible. So forget about key. Yeah, this will done by the functional people. That's very complicated. So we'll work on the descriptive. This also will done by the functional people in real time. But maybe, yeah, okay, later I will tell. So why we need to know this navigation. So normally this will done by the functional people. This DFF will be enabled by the functional people. But as a developer, so what should I know? Then with that, what I have to do in real time. We'll discuss at last time. Okay. So today we are going to work on the descriptive flexible. I will give one requirement. You guys will give the solutions to me. Okay. So in the PO window is there, yeah. PO window, how many levels are there data? How many levels I can store the data? Purchase orders. How many levels I can store the data? We have the header level, lines, line locations, nothing but shipments, then the distributions. Already we discussed this. Then header level will store in which table? The table name is the PO underscore headers underscore all. Lines will store in the PO underscore lines underscore like that, blah blah blah. Some tables are there. Okay. So now I will give my requirement here. You have to provide the solution. Okay. So I'm the one of the end user here. Example. So I'm purchasing laptop in the Amazon. I'm purchasing one laptop in the Amazon. Okay. But Amazon won't to ship that product. Amazon will give the product to Dell. Example I'm giving. Okay, Dell Carbo. Okay. So in the future, yeah, you want to get some services, or maybe your laptop is not working. Whom to contact? Amazon or Delcar for service purpose. Delcar only. So while creating the PO, I'm going to create a PO. In the PO, okay, the supplier name will mention Amazon or Delcar. Suppose I'm going to create a PO in Oracle Apps. While creating the PO, supplier name is there. Supplier name is the Amazon or Delcar. Dell. Dell only. In the PO, we are going to mention the supplier name is the Dell Corporation. But when you want services, you have to okay na contact with the Dell Corp. I want to store that to okay na. This is called as the parent vendor, not a original vendor. This is the parent vendor, and I want the parent vendor contact number. So where can I store that? Hmm. There is no provision or there is no flexibility to store the parent vendor name and his mobile number. They're nothing but a contact number. There is a limitation. Then now tell me what should I do? In whatever the purchase order form given by the Oracle, the purchase order form will allow you to only store the original vendor name. There is no such field like a parent vendor to store the Dell Corp and his mobile number. Then suppose we are the functional people. What should I do? Hmm. How to fulfill this gap? ఈ పర్చేజ్ ఆర్డర్ ఫామ్లో మనకు పేరెంట్ వెండర్ స్టోర్ చేయడానికి మనకు ఆప్షన్ లేదు అసలు. ఓన్లీ వెండర్ నేమ్ మాత్రమే మనం స్టోర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో అప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలి? హౌ టు ఫుల్ఫిల్ దిస్ గ్యాప్? బట్ ఐ వాంట్ స్టోర్ దట్ పేరెంట్ వెండర్ నేమ్ అండ్ కాంటాక్ట్ నెంబర్. మీ అప్రోచ్ చెప్పండి, ఏం చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నారు? So now I'm going to purchaser, purchasing comma vision operations. So then purchase orders, so purchase orders. So in that purchase order form here, there is only one column. It's a supplier name, nothing but a vendor name. Okay, but there is no such column like a parent vendor name. Then what is the best solution here? Hmm. Can we enable the descriptive flexible like attribute one? For attribute one, can we give the alias name as the parent vendor name? Can or cannot? చేసుకోవచ్చా మనం ఇది? ఫ్లెక్సిబిలిటీ ఉందా లేదా మనకి ఇది? అంటే ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అట్రిబ్యూట్ వన్ ఉంది. అట్రిబ్యూట్ వన్ ప్లేస్లో మనము అలియాస్ నేమ్ ఇద్దాము. ఏమని? పేరెంట్ వెండర్ నేమ్ అని. అలా ఇచ్చుకోవచ్చు నేను? చెప్పట్లేదు ఎవరు. ఇది ఎక్స్ట్రా ఇన్ఫర్మేషనే కదా మనకు. పేరెంట్ వెండర్ నేమ్ అనేది ఇట్స్ ఎక్స్ట్రా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. ఐ వాంట్ టు స్టోర్ దట్ ఎక్స్ట్రా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇన్ ద అట్రిబ్యూట్ వన్. దట్స్ కాల్డ్ as the parent vendor name and contract. So for attribute one, we can give the alias name as the parent vendor name by using the descriptive flexible. Then we can store that value. చూద్దాం అది ఎలా అనేది. హెడ్డింగ్ పెట్టింది. పుట్ హెడ్డింగ్ డిఎఫ్ఎఫ్ 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 enable DFF in PO window. Enable DFF in PO window. Enable DFF in PO window. So please just step one. Step one. Open purchase order form. Step one. Open purchase order form. Open purchase order form. What is the navigation? Go to purchasing comma vision operations USA. Go to purchasing comma vision operations USA. Then purchase orders, purchase orders, then purchase orders. Purchase orders, purchase orders. Orders. Go to purchasing comma vision operations USA. Then purchase orders, purchase orders. Next. So how to check the descriptive is there or not? By looking into this symbol. Already we came to know box with the closed bracket. If this symbol is there, that means DFF is there. That means attribute columns would be in the corresponding table. Okay, na? First check the DFF symbol. Check the DFF symbol. Okay, next step 2 here. Go to application developer. Step 2. Go to application developer. Go to application developer. Flex field. Go to application developer. Flex field. Go to application developer. Flex field. Descriptive. Descriptive register. Go to application developer. Then flex field. Descriptive register. Descriptive register. Next. Press F11. Press F11. If F11 is not working, the workaround is the view query by example enter. This is the workaround. Click on table name. Click on table name. Enter PO underscore headers underscore all. Enter PO underscore headers underscore all. Enter PO underscore headers underscore all. Control F11. Control F11. Copy title. Copy title. Copy title. Copy title. Next. Next. Okay. Now next. Go to flex field. Go to flex field. Descriptive segments. Go to flex field. Descriptive segments. Press F11. Press F11. Click on title. Click on title. Next. Paste title. Click on title. Paste title. Control F11. Control F11. Next. Uncheck. Uncheck freeze checkbox. Uncheck freeze checkbox. Okay. Click on segments button. Click on segments button. ఇక్కడ మనం పేరు ఇద్దాం. ఏం పేరు ఇద్దాం మనము? పేరెంట్ వెండర్ కమ్మ కాంటాక్ట్ అని ఇద్దాం. పేరెంట్ వెండర్ కమ్మ కాంటాక్ట్. Contact no. Okay. Na? So this is the alias name. This alias name will store in where PO headers all table attribute 1. So I'm going to log the attribute 1. You guys won't use. You have to go with the 2, 3 for that. Yeah. Column attribute 1. Column attribute 1. That means this is the alias name. This is the exact column name in the PO headers all table. Click on open button. Click on open button. It's not a mandatory. Uncheck required checkbox. Uncheck required checkbox. Save. Uncheck required checkbox. Save. Okay. Close segments window. Close segments window. Close segment summary window. Close segment summary window. Check freeze checkbox. ఇప్పుడు ఇంతకుముందు మనం అన్చెక్ చేసాము, చెక్ చేద్దాము. చెక్ ఫ్రీజ్ చెక్ బాక్స్. ఓకే. Click on compile button. Click on compile button. Okay. 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 So normally this will done by the functional people. Yeah. This is not your responsibility. మీరేం చేయరు ఇదంతా. ఫంక్షనల్ చేసేస్తాడు ఇదంతా సెటప్ అంతా. నా ఓకేనా? లాస్ట్ స్టెప్. యా. ఓకే. Go to purchasing, vision operations. Go to purchasing, vision operations USA. Go to purchasing, vision operations USA. Purchase orders, purchase orders, purchase orders, then purchase orders. Purchase orders, then purchase orders. Now click on the DFF symbol. ఇక్కడ చెక్ చేయండి. ఈ DFF symbol ఉంది కదా. Click on DFF symbol. Okay. Now you could see the new column, parent vendor, comma, contact now. Then you can enter here. Del car, comma, whatever the mobile number or whatever the contact number. Okay. Na? So click on the DFF symbol and check కాలం అండ్ చెక్ కాలం అంటే అది ఎనేబుల్ అయిందా లేదా చెక్ చేసుకోండి. దట్స్ ఇట్ యా. సో ఇప్పుడు ఇది సేవ్ చేయగానే ఈ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఏ కాలంలో స్టోర్ అవుతుంది ఇది ఈ పేరెంట్ వెండర్ అనేది సేవ్ చేయగానే నేను ఏ టేబుల్లో పిఓ హెడర్ సాల్లో అట్రిబ్యూట్ వన్లో స్టోర్ అవుతుంది. దట్స్ ఇట్ యా. ఓకేనా. ఓకే. ఓకే. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఓకేనా. ఇప్పుడు యాజ్ అ డెవలపర్గా నువ్వేం చేయాలని నేను చెప్తాను ఇప్పుడు. ఓకే. జస్ట్ లుక్ ఇన్ టు మై స్క్రీన్ ఇయర్. మీరేం చేయాలి యాజ్ అ డెవలపర్గా ఈ సెటప్ అంతా వాడే చేసేస్తాడు ఫంక్షనల్ ఇప్పుడు. మీకు ఒక క్లయింట్ మెయిల్ పెట్టాడు మీకు ఏమని రైట్ ఎ క్వైరీ టు డిస్ప్లే P1 నెంబరు వెండర్ నేము దెన్ పేరెంట్ వెండర్ నేమ్ then now tell me how you can write a query. So I'm good in the Oracle applications. P1 number means I'm good. In the PO header cell table, segment 1 column is the P1 number. Already we discussed multiple times. Vendor name we know. Okay, na? Yesterday we discussed it. AP suppliers, day before yesterday. AP suppliers table, vendor name is the column. Then as per my knowledge, there is no such column in Oracle apps. Parent vendor name. అటువంటి కాలమే లేదు వరాక్ ల్యాబ్స్లో. ఐఎమ్ గుడ్, ఐఎమ్ ఓకే విత్ దట్. ఓకేనా. యాజ్ పర్ మై సబ్జెక్ట్ ఓకేనా. పేరెంట్ వెంటర్ నేమ్ దెర్ ఇస్ నో సచ్ కాలం. దెన్ ఇమ్మీడియట్లీ వాట్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు థింక్ అబౌట్ ఇటువంటి కాలమే లేదు. ఇంకా మన మైండ్ ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళిపోవాలి. ఏం చేయాలి ఇప్పుడు ఈ డిఎఫ్ఎఫ్లో ఏమన్నా ఉందో లేదో చెక్ చేయాలి మీరు. ఇక్కడ క్లిక్ చేసి ఇక్కడ చెక్ చేస్తే ఇక్కడ దొరికిపోతాయి మీకు. మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద చాలా ఉంటాయి రియల్ టైంలో. యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నో ఐ ఎనేబుల్డ్ ఓన్లీ 1 year. ఇన్ ద రియల్ టైమ్ యూ కుడ్ సీ 10, 15 మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద కలర్స్ వాళ్ళు యూజ్ చేసి ఉంటారు. దెన్ ఐ కుడ్ సీ ద కాలం నేమ్ పేరెంట్ అంటారు. బట్ ఐ డోంట్ నో వేర్ ఇట్ విల్ స్టోర్. ఇది ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ అవుతుందో నాకు తెలియదు. దిస్ విల్ ఎనేబుల్డ్ బై మై ఫంక్షనల్ పీపుల్. వెదర్ ఇట్ విల్ స్టోర్ ఇన్ అట్రిబ్యూట్ 1 or 2, 3 ఐ డోంట్ నో. వన్ ఆఫ్ మై ఫంక్షనల్ పీపుల్ ఎనేబుల్ దిస్ కాలం. ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది ఇది? ఆర్ యూ గెటింగ్ మై పాయింట్? ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇది మహేష్ ఎనేబుల్ చేశాడు. ఓకేనా. నా స్వాతి వాంట్ టు వర్క్ ఆన్ దిస్. సో స్వాతికి తెలియదు ఇది ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ అవుతుందో, ఎలా కనుక్కుంటుంది? అది అట్రిబ్యూట్ 1నా 2నా మహేష్ చెప్పలేదు అసలు. సో యాజ్ అ డెవలపర్స్ హౌ డు వి గెట్ ఇట్ దిస్ మ్యాపింగ్? అది వర్కౌట్ కాదు. ఇక్కడ మీరు P1 నెంబర్ అనుకోండి, హెల్ప్ డయాగ్నోస్టిక్స్ ఎగ్జామిన్ వర్కౌట్ అవుతుంది. బట్ దీనికి ఫ్లెక్సిఫీల్డ్కి ఎందుకు వర్క్ కాదు అది. మీరు ఇట్లా క్లిక్ చేసి ఇక్కడ మీరు క్లిక్ చేయలేరు అసలు. కంట్రోల్ రాదు మనకి అది. ఒరాకిల్ హ్యాస్ నాట్ గివెన్ దట్. ఓకేనా. దట్స్ అ లిమిటేషన్. బట్ ఇట్స్ గుడ్ ఐడియా. అంటే థాట్ బాగానే వచ్చింది మీకు. హెల్ప్ డయాగ్నోస్టిక్స్ ఎగ్జామిన్ దట్స్ అ గుడ్ ఐడియా. ఓకేనా. అలాగే మనం చూసేది. బట్ ఇది ఒక లిమిటేషన్ ఇక్కడ మనకు. ఫ్లెక్సిబిలిటీకి వర్క్ కాదు అది. ఎలాగనుకుంటారు? సరే ఒక టెక్నిక్ నేను చెప్తాను. బట్ అది యూజ్ చేయకండి. దట్స్ రాంగ్ టెక్నిక్. నేనేం చేస్తానంటే కనుక బ్లైండ్గా హెల్ప్ డయాగ్నోస్టిక్స్ ఎగ్జామ్కి వెళ్ళిపోయి ఇక్కడ ఫీల్డ్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోయి అట్రిబ్యూట్ 1 అని కొడతాను ఫస్ట్. నేను అంటే బ్లైండ్గా ఇట్లా పోతాను నేను. ఇక్కడ వచ్చింది వాల్యూ అంటే మీనింగ్ ఏంటి ఇప్పుడు? అట్రిబ్యూట్ 1లో ఉందని. ఒకవేళ లేదనుకోండి, ఇక్కడ బ్లాంక్ ఉందనుకోండి 2 ఇస్తాను. అట్లా 1 by 1 బ్లైండ్గా వెళ్ళిపోయి చెక్ చేసుకుంటాను. ఇట్స్ టైమింగ్ ప్రాసెస్. ఎక్కువ టైం పడుతుంది ఇది. బట్ ఓకే, నీకు ఆన్సర్ అయితే దొరుకుతుంది. మీరు స్టాండర్డ్ ప్రాసెస్ అంటే కనుక ఇలా చేయొద్దు మీరు. యూ హ్యావ్ టు గో టు అప్లికేషన్ డెవలపర్, దెన్ ఫ్లెక్సిఫీల్డ్, డిస్క్రిప్టివ్, రిజిస్టర్, F11, enter the table name PO underscore headers underscore all, control F11, copy the title. Now here very very important, click on segments F11, click on title, control V, control F11. లాస్ట్ టైం మనము అన్చెక్ చేసాము. అంటే మనం సెటప్ యాడ్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు అన్చెక్ చేయకండి. నో నీడ్ టు అన్చెక్ దట్ చెక్ బాక్స్. డైరెక్ట్లీ కెన్ క్లిక్ ఆన్ ద సెగ్మెంట్స్ డైరెక్ట్లీ. డోంట్ అన్చెక్, డోంట్ మేక్ ఎనీ చేంజెస్. యాజ్ అ డెవలపర్స్, click on segments, దేర్ యూ కుడ్ సీ ద మ్యాపింగ్. ఇక్కడ అన్నీ ఉంటాయి రియల్ టైంలో 1, 2, 3 ఇది ఏ పర్పస్ కోసం అని మనకి ఇక్కడ తెలిసిపోతుంది. సో యాజ్ అ డెవలపర్స్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు గో టు దిస్ విండో అండ్ గెట్ ద కరస్పాండింగ్ మ్యాపింగ్. అంటే ఏ